It's my first time using red lentils to make this bean cake, and I have no regrets whatsoever. Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Ramadan Mubarak. This is my first video after we started Ramadan, and alhamdulillah I'm alive to come back. For about a year now, I've had this red lentils type of beans, and on this day that I wasn't sure what to prepare for Iftar, I decided to give it a try to make a cake out of it. So I started by washing it in the sink. I love the fact that there's really nothing to peel out of it. It's just to wash some dirt of it, and that is it. Then I put in my blender just like I do for normal beans. I put in my blender and I added some water and some pepper, long pepper. I decided to add green pepper because I learned recently that it's very healthy to eat for peppers. So I added this green pepper to it. After blending, I went ahead to get my fish ready. I'm using mackerel fish. I think we can use anything that we like, but I'm using mackerel fish. And I totally forgot that instead of going through this stress of cleaning and boiling fish, I would have just used sardine like the one in the can, and that would save me like a whole lot of time. But I totally forgot, and it took me some time to clean the fish, boil it, debone it. Like I would have avoided that stress actually. But this is what I got at the end of the day. I have this fish boiled already, and then I mashed it with this thing. Ordinarily I would have used my hands to do the mashing, but I didn't want to taste the fish because I'm fasting. I'm still fasting, so I didn't want to do a mistake of putting my hands in my mouth. That's why I'm using this potato masher to do it. And I usually add egg. I usually add that to my moimoi. So I thought, okay, since this thing is like the same thing as moimoi, I want to add egg as well. So I boiled the egg. I actually boiled it at the same time I was boiling the fish. Then I cut one into two because I used to add raw egg into the mixture, the mixture itself, so there's no point putting a whole egg in this one. So I cut the eggs into two each, and then I started mixing this. I wanted it to be very fluffy, so that's why I mixed for quite some time before adding every other thing that I added. Then I added vegetable oil to the mixture. I added vegetable oil and some other things like salt, seasoning. I totally forgot to blend my seasoning with the lentils itself. I totally forgot, so I added it at this point, and that's why I added that hot water, so I don't have a lump of seasoning inside the mixture. And I added some crayfish as well. That's really healthy. I added some crayfish and I mixed as much as I could. At this point I was running late. The time was totally against me because I didn't decide on time that this was what I was going to cook for Iftar. Then I added the fish, the mashed mackerel. I added that, and this is my this is my foil plates. So I put some oil so that whenever I want to remove the thing out of it, it's very easy. And that was it. That was the whole thing. I think the bulk of the work is trying to get your beans ready, trying to blend it, boiling your proteins. everything after that becomes so easy, and it doesn't really take much time to get it ready. It only needs some steaming. I can decide to put in the oven. I can decide to cook on the stove. And this was my home meal. I had mine with fish and broccoli, while my kids have their own with only fish, and my husband had his own with bread, I think, or with pap actually. So that was what we've got for iftar. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you love this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.